Hello. Hey,
Hello,
Twin.
Twin.
How are you?
Said that in unison. Cool.
Yeah. that never happens anymore.
I know. It's been so long since we said something at the same time.
Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the #TwinLifePodcast. I am Ashley, and then you want to say your name, Twin?
Oh, Amber.
Yep, that's we're co-hosts of this podcast. If you haven't listened already, thank you for joining us. We never said the episode numbers. We're episode 46 in. So I'm pretty excited that we've made it.
Your goal.
We are 6 away from the goal. Yeah. Maybe we can do a podcast. I think we'll do a podcast at the beginning of the year about like our goals in 2020, what actually happened, what we were able to accomplish, what things we put on the back burner. But this episode, we're going to be talking about all things Thanksgiving. If you're listening to us after Thanksgiving, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. If you're listening to us on Thanksgiving, thank you. And if you're listening to us on Wednesday, which is our normal episode day, hopefully you're not too stressed and you were able to get all the food you needed and the stuff you needed. And I think we'll just jump right into it.
Yeah.
So
dive in.
How was your week? How's your week, Twin?
So this week was like a lot kind of going, finally, I have like a life going on now. So happy. I feel like my life has been on hold for most of this year. We are settling in. We moved into our so we learned that they're not called apartments, Twin. They're called zero lot line homes.
Oh, okay, good.
That's apparently what they're called. But they feel like houses, which is why. So what I'm talking about is here. Never lived in one before, but if you've ever seen a duplex where it's like two doors, it's basically like one long building that has like multiple little homes right next to each other. They all have driveways and garages. So they're not individual homes, and they don't really have they have a little bit of, ours kind of has a little bit of like yard space, but it's not fenced. So, but it's one single floor. So, but there's no one above us. There's just people next to us, but we don't really share any walls. Like our walls connect to like are next to the next person's garage and the person on our right's garage, so we don't really share any walls, which is awesome. It's been so long since I've lived somewhere where there wasn't anybody above or below me at some point. Like, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Forgot how quiet it was. Like, you guys have lived in the condo, but you guys still have neighbors that are crazy loud, which you can talk about in a second. But but yeah, so we moved in there and we got our couch, which was an absolute steal, and it is beautiful. This lady was selling her couch on Marketplace, which I have sold a lot of things on Marketplace. I bought my Switch off Marketplace. I bought a lot of things off Marketplace. Furniture has always been a weird thing. I've sold furniture on there, but like I was really weirded out by buying a couch on Marketplace. Because I don't know what people do on their stuff. And I was just like, people spend a lot of time.
But you can check it out.
Right. I know when you go there, you see it, whatever. So, but this woman, maybe we'll do a podcast on like how to properly like purchase something from somebody over the internet. We should write that down because I have lots of tips for you because I have failed and I've succeeded. But this lady was super nice. She actually works for a hospital. And so she has to basically bribe her doctors to come here because it's Indiana. So she has to kind of bribe them. So she sets them up in she's like, and a lot of times they have to like completely uproot their lives overnight. So she sets them up in apartments. They put furniture in them for them or whatever. And then sometimes they either finish a residency or they transfer to a different place or whatever. So there's a doctor that lived in the apartment where she staged it. So this couch was a couch for a staging. Like it looked like it had barely been used. Like it basically looked like a couch that you make, like you go to a furniture store and they're selling the display. That's what this couch looked like. And we got it for an absolute steal. And I was so happy about it. And it's super comfy. It's beautiful. It's a color that I never thought I'd ever have in my house. It's like this navy blue, like it's not velvet, but it's that material. If somebody knows what this material is called, please let me know. But it's like, it's like velvet, but it's not velvet. But,
is it like, well, I mean, it's kind of like suede-y.
Yeah.
Or is it velvet?
I think it's kind of like suede, but there's a word for fake suede that I can't remember right now.
Yeah, because we have a faux suede couch, but I don't remember what like the actual name is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't remember what it's called, what that fabric's called, but it's beautiful. And then we did get our Christmas tree up, so officially Blake and I have finally gotten our Christmas tree. did I ever FaceTime you and I did show you, didn't I, our Christmas tree?
Yeah, I did see it, yeah.
So we got our Christmas tree up, and Blake actually hung lights on the outside of the little house yesterday. It was 38 degrees yesterday, and Blake was so determined to hang these lights up that he hung them yesterday in 38-degree weather, and it was windy and raining and sleeting at one point, and I was like, babe, you could just put them up next week. You don't have to put them up today. But he was determined. So we have lights outside our house right now, Twin. It's so nice. It is so cozy Christmas in our house right now, and I'm so loving every second of it. So we had a lot of fun we did quite a bit of shopping for the house. So we need to stop buying. We need to stop buying things. We got Christmas gifts to buy and stuff, but it was a lot of fun. So that was kind of our week. Very exciting.
Nice. Yeah. So we did a bit of Christmas shopping this week. Mostly I did some Christmas shopping for Derek, and then we did a lot of Christmas shopping for Phoenix. There's these particular dinosaurs that he loves for Jurassic World. He's not going to listen to this podcast, so it's not like I have to keep a secret or anything. But he loves these. He's obsessed with Jurassic World right now. Just the other day, or literally yesterday, he goes, Mom, I want to have a Jurassic World bed. So we already actually had like a bed set aside in my Amazon list for him that we want to buy. And maybe somebody can help me out with this, but like, I'm so used to Phoenix literally changing what he likes every 6 months. So I don't want to buy a bunch of Jurassic World stuff, and then in 6 months or a year, he's like over it. And now we have freaking $8,000 worth of Jurassic World stuff. And now he's done with that. So now we just have to switch everything over to the new thing he likes.
I have come to the conclusion that is just a thing I'm going to just have to accept, that my son is going to change his mind, because I don't want to indulge in like the things he's excited about and interested in, or not indulge in the things he's excited about or interested in, because I'm like, oh, you're going to grow out of it. Like, I don't want to get in that mentality already. He's only 2, I want to so maybe thinking about it that way, that like, he's really interested in something, and like you want to encourage whatever interest that in and whatever focus is in, because if you're like, no, you're going to get over it soon, he's going to be like, no, like, I really like it,
Yeah. I mean, so this is the thing that's hard about it for me is like, and I think you and I had this conversation off mic with Mom, is like, there's just like a thing about me not wanting to feel like I'm like spoiling him in like a negative way, because I want him to have like all the toys and everything that he could possibly imagine and want and dream, but within reason. So like yesterday, like he's been doing this thing where he's just like crying because he wants to go look at the dinosaurs in Target and just stand there and play with them. And I'm like, I'm not taking you to Target every day. I think I've said this before. I'm not taking you to Target every single day to go look at these dinosaurs. And then like the other day I was like, why don't you play with the dinosaurs you have? He has like a dozen dinosaurs. And it's because he doesn't like the one dinosaur he doesn't have. He's like obsessed with it and like can't enjoy playing with the other ones because he doesn't have this particular one. And I'm hoping when he gets the actual thing, it'll wear off. Like when he gets that one dinosaur, it'll wear off. But right now it's just extremely annoying because we have the dinosaur here. It's literally in the house. It's just, we're trying to wait. It's a Christmas gift. We're trying to wait till Christmas. And I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, buddy, like, you probably go to school with kids whose parents can't buy them toys just because they're whining about it, or just can't be out here just getting them all the gifts. Like, you should be happy that we can buy you stuff. Like, not all parents have money to be buying gifts for their kids all the time, So I'm just kind of like, explain that to him, and I want him to just be like grateful. And so since Thanksgiving is this week, we did kind of have like a little mini conversation about like, what are we thankful for? Do we know what it means to be thankful? Like, what does being thankful mean? What does having gratitude mean? Like, what does that actually mean? And so he understands the concept. I'm sure they've been talking about it in school. So I'm just trying to build a perspective and not a sense of entitlement. I feel like he thinks that he just, because he sees it and wants it, he gets it. And it's just like, no, that's not how the world works. Like, and of course we want to buy it for him, but it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me.
I think the struggle is too, it's like when you have the ability, like it's 2 different struggles. Like when you're in a situation where you don't have the ability to buy it for your gift, then you have this sense of like guilt of like, I need to do better in life so I can give my kids, so I don't have to tell them no or whatever. So that's the perspective that like, I feel like if you're a person that just doesn't have expendable cash for your kids, like you feel like, you know, I'm not doing great in life. I need to do better so I can get these. But then when you have the ability to do so consistently, you feel like, okay, well, I need to, like, you want to go to the opposite end where it's like, I need to find, I don't want to just give them the toys because I can give them the toys. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like a real, I think Ashley and I are both having this real struggle now that our kids are getting like older and like our lives are getting into like more of a stable like rhythm of, you know, finding it okay to tell our kids no, but also feeling okay to like give them the things that they want to
Indulge.
have, indulge with them, because I want to really badly, but I also just don't want him to end up like, you know, just like self-centered and like thinking that this is like normal. So I think what I'll have to do is just as he gets older, put him in experiences and situations like, you know, going to shelters or going to donate toys, like taking Phoenix with you to the places where you go to donate like toys for the kids and stuff like that. So he can kind of see that, you know, not everybody
Yeah.
has what he has, and, you know, you want to be a blessing with the gifts that you're given and not just, you know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
maybe just
And
thinking
I
about
was
it, like,
actually,
you give him toys, that gives him the opportunity to share and, you know, be gracious with the things that he has.
yeah. And I mean, we have an entire bin, actually that I'm supposed to take to donate of toys that he's done with and he wants to donate. Or actually, I think we're supposed to send them to you or donate them. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with them. I need to box them up and mail them, or I need to donate them.
If
But
you'd like to send them, I'll go through them and then I can donate them, because there's plenty of places here to donate stuff. Like every corner
okay,
there's
yeah,
somewhere to
I'll
donate.
just have to get them in a box and get them mailed out to you. But it's actually a good segue because we both watched Kevin Hart's special, and he talks about in his special, which is amazing, by the way, and
So hilarious.
hilarious. And it's on Netflix. And if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. But he talks about in his special about how, well, first, this is going to be one of our Did You Sees. We have a few of them this week, but he talks about in this special about how his kids are spoiled. And he said it's not their fault because he's like, they just were born into it. And he's like, I don't feel bad about it. It's just that like they have a ridiculous expectation of the way things should go. And they get a reality check when they go to other people's homes of like, oh, wait, not everybody, like he uses them, I think Disney World or theme parks in general as like as an example of like, he goes to a theme park, they spend 2 hours, they ride everything, they go home, versus people waiting 2 hours in line to ride one ride. Like they've never had that experience, or flying first class, going everywhere, or whatever it may be. Like they don't know what it's like to not do that. And on the one hand, it's like, okay, so if I fly first class everywhere, my kids are
No.
flying with me.
He doesn't fly first class. He flies private.
Oh, I'm sorry. He flies
Which is
private.
if you've never flown private, which I have not, but Blake has flown private many times in his life. Well, I won't tell all of his business, but he absolutely hates flying especially for business, flying regular, because it just takes, he even has pre-check and he still hates flying. He hates flying regular flights. Steve Harvey talks about it. He's like, if you ever flown first class or private, you never want to fly a coach or anything else ever again. So when you like, the main difference when you fly private is you can bring whatever you want on the plane. So the kids could bring
Yeah.
all the things. Like they'll bring their whole container of soap with them on vacation. They'll bring like their whole game system, like all these things, like their skateboards and all these things are like, they can't bring them on a coach flight or they'll take them from them and check them. And I thought that was so funny. He was talking about it. He's like, yeah, my kids have been flying private since they were born. So like, they don't really know how to fly
They didn't
any
know there
other
was
way.
another way to fly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, and you could say, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. But at the same time, like, I don't think that it makes them bad kids because they were, honestly, I feel like they probably were scared. Like, why are they taking my stuff? Like, why? And also, why did nobody tell them? I feel like the adults in their life set them up for failure. Why did nobody tell them that, hey, we're not flying private. We're flying regular flight. We have to go through security. You can only take so many ounces of this. But honestly, for some adults, that's a reality check. Like if you're live in the royal family, from the royal family, or you've grown up and you've been like say you're a celebrity, the first time you ever fly somewhere is when your record label flies you private to whatever, and that's how you fly for the next 25 years. you may have never been through TSA or have never been in an airport and whatever. So I think like the same token with the toy situation is like, I want, on the one hand, I want him to have a reality check. And I think mom did a good job of balancing this for us. There's a reality check of like, hey, not everything's about you. And is the first thing. And the second thing is you are blessed. So be grateful for what you have and don't just always think about what you don't have. And it's like having that sense of gratitude in general. And even as an adult, it's kind of hard. Like I forget sometimes, like when, as I'm like telling him this, like, you need to be grateful for what you have. I'm like, well, I probably should not, be calling the pot calling the kettle black over here, like lecturing him. And I'm like, I know on a regular basis, I'm like if I can't go to my F45 class, I'm going to be a brat about it. Be like, oh my gosh. Like if we for some reason had to cancel it, I would be like, oh my gosh. And Derek's like, some people can't afford to spend $160 a month on exercise. Some people have to just exercise at home for free in their house or whatever, or run. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I don't know. Anyways, the Kevin Hart special was amazing. Go watch it. If you want to make some people in your family feel real uncomfortable, like you have some relatives you want to make feel real uncomfortable, watch the special. It was pretty freaking hilarious. He talks about some stuff that was just like, and I love it because people are being so politically correct right now. And he actually did a post about his daughter wearing his special is called No Fucks Given, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
And people were upset because he put his baby daughter, his youngest daughter, in like some merch that says it on there. And I saw it the other day and I wasn't even bothered. I was like, oh, cool. That's a special.
It also has the F word crossed out.
Yeah, but people are acting like the baby's saying it. The baby's not saying it.
Okay, my thing is this. I wouldn't put Landon in a zero fucks given onesie. But that's not my freaking company or my comedy special.
Yeah, but you also have a special called it. Yeah.
That's his kid. Like, I don't understand that. That makes no sense. First of all, mind your business. Second, the freaking headline for the article that he posted, I have to read it because I just thought it was freaking ridiculous. He thought it was ridiculous and I thought it was hell ridiculous also. He says, so the article is from it's Celebrity News. He doesn't shout out whoever posted this for the record. I don't know who the actual who wrote it or whatever, but it says Kevin Hart slammed for dressing newborn in profanity-laced outfit. Fans suggest child services will be calling if he doesn't take the shirt off. Like,
are people serious?
Guys, get out of here. And the comments from some of the celebrities were absolutely hilarious.
He talks about the fans in his special as the feds.
The worst.
Yeah, he talks about he calls them the feds. How like back in the day, the feds that was the one thing they had on you was that they could videotape you, and now he's like the feds are everybody. Like everybody, just random Sandy walking in the grocery store is a fed now. They're just gonna record you doing whatever, and then they're gonna post it on social media. And now you're out here having to apologize for just living your life. Like,
yeah,
it's stupid.
Everybody, cancel culture needs to be canceled. That should be our thoughts for 2021.
Yes, we should
definitely cancel culture. Maybe that should be a hashtag.
For real.
Cancel culture. I'll be a part of the CCC, Twin. You want to be part of the CCC?
Cancel culture canceled. Start a whole community
of cancel culture cancelers. Okay, so our next Did You See is obviously going to be about The Bachelor. So far, Tayshia's been doing a great job. I've seen some negative comments just from people saying that they felt like it feels more like staged than, they said it feels more staged than just than like, I don't know if this is the first time they watched The Bachelor or what, but, and people are also saying it was kind of boring, and everybody was like, well, they can't travel anywhere. I think they're doing a fantastic job of making it remotely interesting to watch. Because they can't.
Okay, wait, before we get into The Bachelor, we have to talk about Jade having her baby.
Oh.
Because so if you guys don't know anything about Jade and Tanner, obviously if you're a Bachelor fan at all, you have to know who they are. But there are a couple that got married on Bachelor in Paradise, and now they just had their third child. And she has a podcast actually with Carly, who's another, success story from Bachelor in Paradise. And when Jade had her first baby, it was just, regular birth, pregnancy. She had a little bit of trauma from the situation, because I don't even remember what the birth story was, but it wasn't the best situation for her, and she ended up having the baby in the hospital. So the second, and she was just it was very hard on her. She talks about it on their podcast. And so the second baby, she had thrown by Tanner. I was thinking that I want to do a home birth, and he was like not okay with that. He was like, I do not want to do a home birth. I want you to be. He's like, the first pregnancy I already had, so many, certain issues. I just want to make sure that you're safe and whatever. And she's like, okay. So it turns out she ends up having her baby in the closet in her house in an hour and a half of labor. So it's what's called a precipitous birth, which basically means that you give birth, you get into active labor, and from the start of active labor to birth, it's under 3 hours, is specifically a precipitous birth. So, which on average, 8 hours is usually what I looked it up because I was like, okay, precipitous birth versus like regular. The average woman, actually, which I didn't know this, gives birth in 8 hours.
Oh,
I didn't know that. Not know that. And I've listened to a lot of birth stories, and most of the ones I've listened to are 12 to 36 hours. I have yet to listen to one that was 8 hours. And if it was 8 hours,
you have to figure out where they mark active labor at, because I think that was a confusion for me, because I would say that my birthing process was from the time I realized that I was having contractions all the way up until I gave birth to Landon was 12 hours. But I'm sure they wouldn't have said I was in active labor till hours after that. So I don't know, because my water never broke either. So I'm just like, there's a lot of science in there that I don't understand.
Yeah, the line between active labor versus not active labor is pretty blurry. There's a line between there's some states, there's some areas that are very obvious. Like if you're in transition, obviously that's pretty obvious when people usually throw up. They usually usually they notice because the contractions get really intense, or your water breaks, or something like that happens. So you're in transition, which is usually 7 to 8 centimeters. Versus if you're in you don't know you're in labor. Some women don't even know they're in active labor until they get to the hospital and like, oh, you're 5 centimeters dilated. And you're like, oh, cool, 5 centimeters, great, halfway there. Some women are no centimeters dilated, and they're not even in active, quote unquote, active labor. And then they are like, well, this is too painful, I need to go, but they're like, well, you got to go home. So I feel like the line's really blurry, but generally when you're give or take an hour, usually by the time you get into active labor, the average is 8 hours. So she had this next baby, long story short, she ended up convincing Tanner somehow to have a home birth. But I'm assuming it's because she had the last baby in their closet, and he was like, well, if it only took you an hour and a half to have the baby before, I don't want to end up in a situation where we're frantically trying to drive to the hospital and it just being more stressful than it has to be. It will be a lot more peaceful if we just stay home, which I agree with him. I don't know, he hasn't come out and spoken, but I'm assuming that was how the conversation went. So he, last week, he posted an Instagram story at 5 in the morning saying that she's in active labor. He posts a series of Instagram stories of her getting in the tub and this and this. And then that was at 5. And at 5:55, he says, mom and baby are doing great. So I'm pretty sure she had the baby in under 2 hours. And I was confused. I was like, wait, the baby's already here? What the heck? And by noon, she had photos up of her and the baby chilling. So regardless, if it took, it was short. From 5 to noon is only 7 hours in general.
Yeah.
So even if you say give or take, they had to clean the baby. They probably did skin to skin. They did all these things. That was probably a 2, and they did the golden hour. So that's probably subtract 2 hours from that. Even if it was only 5 hours, that's a super fast labor in general. She just pops out babies. Babies just literally drop out of her. It's crazy. So yeah, but I was very excited for her. I can't wait to hear the birth story. I'm so excited to hear it. I've been stalking their podcast to listen to the birth story. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting.
Nice.
But yeah, so we can Bachelor if you want to now.
Oh yeah. Real quick so we can make sure we have plenty of room to talk about our topic. But I think the only thing that we talked that was like relevant, I think, for The Bachelor this week was obviously Tayshia's doing a great job. She's making a lot of good like connections with the guys. The guys seem to really like her. We did have that one dude that ended up leaving, saying that he had feelings for Claire, which makes no sense because I think they spent a total
Not feelings for. He said he was in love with Claire.
Okay, which again makes no sense since he spent 4 whole days with the woman. Like, not even 4 whole days. He was the only person to have him and one other person, and Dale were the only people to have one-on-ones with her. Everybody else didn't really get time with her. So, I mean, I guess it's because his date was so like emotionally
intense.
so emotionally kind of invasive and intense. So maybe from that, for him, it was like, I've never done this with anyone before. And for her, she's like, well, I'm in love with Dale anyway. And I also have freaking, 20 more guys back at the house. So honestly, I feel like that kind of date, she probably should have left later on to be for like, with a guy that she really wanted to like build a connection, because she was asking him to like trust her and like really dive deep with her into like, and then she just obviously was lying. So,
yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of crappy, but anyways, he left. So, and I think it made Tayshia feel some type of way that like, he did leave, but then like, she still has a bunch of great dudes in the house. So I think his loss, not hers. I do feel like they may be like creating drama, because I never did understand. I still don't understand the Ed and Chasen situation, because it really felt like Ed, who is the least attractive, the shortest, and the most annoying, and crowned the baby, the man-child of the house, is just trying to make himself relevant. I really think that he's just drawing up drama. He just picked the most attractive person he could find in the house. Not most attractive because he's just one of the attractive guys. But just kind of pointed out a dude and like, okay, I think I can get under this dude's skin. I'm going to just make him to not like the guy.
Yeah, for real.
Like, it was really dumb. I just couldn't and Chasen, I just felt bad because he was really trying to make it seem like Chasen was just here for like, here for
the wrong
reasons. But I just still don't understand where he got it from. He just started just saying crap, and Chasen's like, look, bro, from man to man, like, I'm just trying to squash it. Like, let's just go, like, whatever. And he's just like, I'm not going to take back what I said. And then he just kept instigating it. And I'm just like, I was so annoyed. And then the fact that she kept both of them meant that the producers were probably interfering a little bit in that to try to see how much longer they can keep Ed's drama. But Ed's not going to be the Bachelor. He's not attractive, and he's annoying. So this is going to be his time on the Bachelor is going to be in Bachelor world is going to be very short and very short lived. So
I felt bad for Chasen because I felt like Ed was like, because so after Chasen has that conversation, and okay, first of all, there's so many things I want to say about this. Everyone's mad at Chasen because they're like, you can't just be here for Instagram followers. Everybody's there for Instagram followers. Even Tayshia's there for Instagram followers. Like, why are we let's just be honest. We know, but that just because you want to have a good Instagram following does not mean that you're not going to potentially fall in love with the Bachelorette, and she may potentially fall in love with you. The two things are mutually exclusive. If a guy actually falls in love with her, he's just going to be like, yeah, a benefit of this is that we got Instagram followers. Great. Cool. Like a win, freaking win. You know what I mean? And I think Tayshia will be able to smell if he doesn't actually care about her. It's pretty freaking easy. So, and I think that Chasen was just like, I'm so sorry. He even went to Ed and was like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. Like, can we just like squash this? Like, can we just like, I just want to be done with this. I thought he was really being very sincere and very humble. And Ed was just like, basically like, no, bro. Like, okay. I don't understand why you're mad at me. Like, what do you hate me for just because you want somebody to hate? Then he doesn't even have the balls to freaking wrestle him.
Right? Oh my gosh.
He was like, I have a shoulder injury. Bro, no, you don't. Like, they literally showed him lifting weights, like, that same day. And, like, I don't know. I was just like, wow.
A lot of the guys are saying he's basically just all muscle and no athleticism.
Yeah. He just lifts to look nice, but he's not actually.
Yeah, he's protein shakes and dumbbells. Like, he's not Yeah, I don't know. My other
Nick
thing.
called them glam muscles.
Thank you, glam. That's perfect. Way to go, Nick Braille. Glam muscles. That's exactly the best way to freaking describe it, because it's just like, it's just no substance. There's no substance to him whatsoever as it is. And I also felt bad for Chasen, because Ed tried to make it seem like Chasen was like trying to beat his ass, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Like, he stood in front of him, and the only reason he was standing over him is because Ed wouldn't stand up.
Stand up. Yeah. He kept saying, I'm holding a baby. I'm holding a baby.
I was just like, you know who made me laugh, though? Bennett made me laugh in that situation. He's like, bro, let me take the baby from you.
I can't, honestly, I can't stand Bennett. I can't believe he won the Grow. He couldn't even do simple math.
Yeah, went to Harvard, is like a millionaire or something ridiculous, but can't do simple math.
Basic math. Like,
and said that the question
and then had
didn't make any sense.
Yeah, had the audacity to tell Ashley I that she didn't read the question right. Like, she read it fine. It was something like, if you had 12 bachelors and the bachelorette sends home 5, and then somebody leaves, how many bachelors are left? Like, that was a simple math. Like, if she starts off with 25 and then 5 leaves and she sends 5 home and then 1 leaves, how many's left? Like, that was the math. Like, I don't understand why that was complicated math, bro. Like, simple subtraction. Like, I don't know. It was really bad. And then, so who do you think, and then we'll move on to the topic, because I really want to talk about Thanksgiving. Who do you think are going to be in her final 4?
I don't know their names enough to tell you, to be honest. I think Chasen will be in there. Homeboy that just got here with the dark hair and the blue eyes. What's his name? The one that
Spencer?
Yeah, the one that she really liked. She took on the first, like, he got the first impression rose.
Ugh, I can't stand Spencer. Okay.
And I think that, I don't know who the other 2 is. I think that, what's his name, that's like head over heels for her, but has like a really big, like, the baby face. He's like 26. The mixed dude, the biracial dude. I think he's like Asian.
Ivan.
I think he's gonna get his heart crushed in a million pieces. I think she's really gonna hurt that dude. She's not gonna marry him. He's too young, and like, just his aura. I think
Zach C is gonna get far.
Is Zach C the 40-year-old?
He's 36, and he's the one that was like, he was sitting, and she was like, "You're being so cool right now."
Yes.
And he was just,
I like him.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot. No one really talks about him, but I really like him
because he's so chill. He's like, I'm not trying to be in this drama. Like,
he's a grown man.
Yeah. So,
I need her and Easy to like create a bond just for my own heart.
Yeah, I really like Easy a lot.
Yeah.
The one guy with the goatee.
Noah? Oh no, he had the mustache.
Yeah, the mustache. That's Noah. No,
Noah.
Not Noah. No, not Noah. Not the white dude. The black dude with the mustache.
Riley?
Yeah, he's one of the is that his name? He was a football player.
He's an attorney.
Oh, he's an attorney?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Easy was a football player. Football.
Yeah.
Is he a football player, or is he a sports agent or something?
He's a sports agent.
Okay. Yeah, the guy with the mustache,
Ivan's 28, by the way.
Ivan's 28. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah. He's 28, and he's an aeronautical engineer from Dallas.
Okay. He just looks like a baby.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not dumb. You know, like, a lot of conversation has been happening about how these guys have actual jobs.
They do. They have full careers.
Yeah, there's nobody on here that's like entrepreneur or like whatever, you know,
or like model.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad Noah shaved his mustache, though.
Yeah, honestly, I was shocked.
Whoa, his face was completely different.
Way better without that weird mustache. I really like Ben, the vet, the army vet.
Okay, yeah, he seems to be a popular one. He was the one, but he was the one that was kind of like sitting on the sidelines, like, yeah, I'll just get to her at the end.
Yeah, he was dumb for that, but it doesn't make me like him any less. Brendan is who she really likes.
Which is weird to me because I don't really think he's that attractive.
He's very pretty. He's got a very chiseled face. He's got blue eyes. He's very pretty.
I feel like at certain angles, I'm like, oh, he's attractive, and then other angles, I'm like, oh.
DeMar, is DeMar still there? Yeah, he is, right?
I don't know.
DeMar's still there, isn't he?
Some of these guys I'm looking at, I'm like, I can't remember if you got kicked off or not. And
Ivan's
like,
still
who's
there.
Jeremy?
Jay's still there. Jeremy's gone. Claire sent Jeremy home. Joe is still there. He's doing good. The Asian guy.
Yes! He's funny.
I like Joe.
He has a really funny sense of, like, a really cute sense of humor. Like, when they were doing the fighting, he was like, they were supposed to be, like, threatening each other or whatever.
He's like, I really like you, dude. You're a pretty cool guy.
Yeah. Okay, all right. We can't sit here and talk about this for the whole time. Okay. So, in the last few minutes, to talk about Thanksgiving, because we will sit here and talk about The Bachelor like the whole entire time. So
Thanksgiving
is our favorite holiday. I normally wait until after Thanksgiving to put up Christmas decorations because I just feel like people just like to go from Halloween to Christmas and they skip Thanksgiving. I know there's a lot of controversy about Thanksgiving and about, the actual history behind Thanksgiving. But I like to celebrate Thanksgiving with the mindset of just a good reminder coming towards the end of the year to be grateful for what's happened. Happened in the year so far. All the things you have to be grateful with your family and your friends, and like just enjoying some good old fashioned family time. And just like any other holiday, honestly, people ignore the actual meaning of the holiday all the time. Like there's plenty of people that celebrate Christmas that don't even believe in God. So I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving and just choose to celebrate Thanksgiving in the way that I think about it, which is about family and about enjoying the time that we have together, and especially in 2020, just thinking about all the things that we have to be grateful for.
And the story of Thanksgiving, like the lore of Thanksgiving, is that the Native Americans and the pioneer pilgrim people all sat together and ate one meal together. So, I mean, yes, did they end up slaughtering them and taking their land very shortly after? Yeah, but they did still have a moment to come together. And I feel like right now, especially, we just really need to have a reminder to just come, like, just, unity, which is what our president-elect has really been preaching. So maybe we should just keep that in mind this year for Thanksgiving.
Okay, so we can't talk about Thanksgiving without talking about the fact that the CDC has come out with some ridiculous freaking, what do they call them? Guidelines for Thanksgiving. Okay. One of those guidelines being not to sing at all, because apparently singing is going to infect people. I'm confused by this.
Singing
no
with
singing?
Your mask on?
I mean, I guess you could sing with your mask on. They said not to sing. Like it says, don't sing. And maybe it says in there to sing with your mask on. I don't even think I read that, but I guess if you had your mask on, you could sing. But who wants to sing with their mask on?
Maybe we should name our podcast that. The one who sings with their mask on.
A talk about Thanksgiving. That's really funny. The one who sings Christmas carols with their mask on. So that was the biggest thing. Also saying the same mandate, the same guidelines as it was for. Are you typing?
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, okay. The same guidelines as it was for all the other gatherings throughout this year, which is basically like, do it outside, don't allow people in your home, keep it small, all of this, which I think is fine. Like,
but it's okay.
Keeping it small.
It is, but it's contradictory to anything the CDC has said prior to that, which is that most of the infections happen inside your own home and within small families.
Yeah, but they were saying to do it outside, though. They're saying to have the gatherings outside and to stay 6 feet apart. I feel like that's pretty consistent.
Okay. I guess, yes, if you have Thanksgiving outside in states where it's, 70 degrees outside, yeah. But out here in Indiana where it's 40-something, nobody's trying to have Thanksgiving outside.
Okay, yes, I agree. For those of us that live in the West, where it's still hot, it's totally practical to have Thanksgiving outside. Now, it's not practical to do that if you live somewhere where it potentially could be snowing on Thanksgiving. Oh, hi, Landon.
Okay, well, I'll get you juice in just a second. He's awake. You have to hurry.
Okay. So hopefully Thanksgiving, I guess, long story short, just to keep it safe in whatever way you feel is best for your family. And I think I'll leave it at that.
All right. So what are you guys cooking for Thanksgiving?
So since I've been doing this, like doing the macro living, #macro living, I have been really like struggling with what I wanted us to eat for Thanksgiving. Because obviously normally it's like, I mean, full on mac and cheese, all the casserole, sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, all rolls for days. We had one year, you and I had sweet potatoes and mashed potatoes because the guys won't eat sweet potato casserole. And stuffed chicken and pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie, and Blake likes blackberry pie, so we had blackberry pie last year. All the things. So this year, I didn't want to lose the joy that I have of eating on Thanksgiving, but I also wanted to not completely just like eat all the calories and fat back, which is not physically possible, but I would feel like I was eating all my calories and fat back in one day. So we've decided I'm gonna do the macaroni and cheese. I was gonna do it with like low fat cheese, but you can't get low fat cheese in blocks, and shredded cheese does not melt well. If you've ever made macaroni and cheese, pre-shredded cheese or pre-sliced cheese does not melt well, and it just is gross. So, and I've made that mistake in the many times that I've made mac and cheese. So I'm just gonna go. You know, I'm gonna use almond milk, cutting back. I'm not putting any meat in it. So I'm just gonna enjoy it and try not to eat a whole lot. Like maybe just eat one serving and not like 5. I don't ever eat 5, but just not eat a whole bunch. And then we're going to do, instead of green bean casserole, I did talk to Blake about it. We are going to just do green beans. So I'll probably just saute up some green beans. And we'll make mashed potatoes. And I wanted to do street corn, but oddly enough, I'm in the corn state. And I went to Meijer today and could not find corn, like husks of corn. So
is it out of season?
I mean, it's the winter, so yeah, but like, I should be able to find corn husks somewhere. I don't know. So, I may have to get frozen corn, which I feel like defeats the purpose of eating street corn if it's frozen corn.
I agree.
So, I mean, we're not going to be out there grilling the corn, but I just feel like that kind of defeats the purpose. So, I'm going to go to Walmart and see if I can find corn at Walmart here in a little bit. And then we're going to do, Blake got me my favorite dessert ever, which is German chocolate cake. So we're actually going to have a non-traditional German chocolate cake for Thanksgiving this year, instead of doing a pie. Blake may change his mind and decide he wants pie, which is fine with me, but I will definitely be eating some German chocolate cake because I'm very excited. And that's also another reason why I wanted to pare down what we're going to be eating for dinner and like make it more healthy. Even though mashed potatoes are super high in everything, I just wanted to like kind of pare down some of the extra sugar and fat and stuff that, since I'm going to be eating some German chocolate cake, like I know I'm eating that for dessert. So I was like, okay, well, I can't eat all the things in one day. So I think I named all the things we're doing. I got whole wheat rolls instead of regular, which really doesn't matter when it comes to calories or carbs. It really makes no difference. It's just like how much.
It just depends how your body processes it.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, as far as like counting macros, it really doesn't affect really anything I've learned, to be honest. It's just like what your body prefers to break down. And if you're a person that doesn't want to eat enriched like food, like whatever. So anyways, so that's what we're getting. What are you guys eating?
So we, like you guys, I didn't hear you mention turkey.
So I'm sorry. We are eating turkey.
Either.
We are eating turkey.
Okay.
Blake wanted to have turkey, so we are eating turkey. Forgot about the turkey.
Okay. We will not be doing turkey here. Derek and I both hate turkey. Like I eat it you know, like in sandwiches or whatever, or like in like turkey burgers. But like, I am just not a big fan of like spending 3 hours to roast a turkey or bake a turkey or whatever. And then, it's just, I don't know. It just has never been like my favorite. I'm not like, ooh, like so excited to eat the turkey when I get there. I feel like Thanksgiving's all about the sides. Hi, Landon. So what I like to do, what we're going to do this year is we're going to do, which is what we did last year, is we're going to do baked chicken. And Derek's going to like, he's going to stuff it with mozzarella and sun-dried tomatoes, and we're going to do that, which to me is just so much better flavor-wise. That's randomly became a tradition.
So
like we talked about it. Yeah. Like our first Thanksgiving, I think we did in San Diego, we were like, do you like turkey? And he was like, no. He was like, do you like turkey? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, let's do something else. So we decided to do chicken. So that's like our tradition now, is we're going to do chicken, and then we do like the normal sides. I'll probably do sweet potato casserole because I love it, and mashed potatoes because Derek prefers mashed potatoes. And then we'll also do green bean casserole or green beans. I'm kind of on the fence. I have all the stuff to make green bean casserole, so that's what we might stick with. We also have rolls, and then I bought 2 different kinds of pie. I bought sweet potato pie, and I bought I bought pumpkin pie and apple pie. So
Jeez,
that's
Twin,
kind
you really
of
are doing all the things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it's that much. Like the chicken, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, mac and cheese. I didn't say mac and cheese. We are doing mac and cheese and rolls. Yeah, so it's gonna be a very bountiful Thanksgiving
Twin, what
situation.
are you about to do with all those leftovers?
Well, Jordan and Katrina are coming, so I'm gonna cook for 4 or for 5. I'm gonna try not to cook a whole bunch of extra food, like we normally do.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
what I may do,
like,
honestly, is I didn't even think about making like a half portion of mac and cheese, because normally I make that whole pound of macaroni.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, maybe I should just make a half a pound instead of a whole pound of pasta, because then we'll actually eat it and it'll be gone by the end of the day, and it won't stare at me in the fridge and torture me for a week.
Yeah, there's no reason, like, I'm going to be very strategic this year about, because like normally if you look up like recipes for stuff like that, they're like 8 to 12 people, serves 8 to 12 people. Well, no one like, unless you are really serving 8 to 12 people on Thanksgiving, you don't need that much food. So, and I know Derek can eat a lot. So like I might do portion for like 8 instead of for 4 or whatever, just because Jordan eats a lot too. And then we might have a little bit extra, but like, I'm okay with throwing out like a little bit of extra mac and cheese or a little bit of extra sweet potatoes or whatever. I'm not okay with throwing out like an entire pan. So
honestly,
Derek might, if we do end up flavor, he's going to have to eat it. So
we ended up getting a pretty large turkey because we couldn't find a smaller one. Thank God we went and bought the turkey this weekend, because they were running low already, and we just ended up with this turkey that's way bigger than, obviously, and legit this year for the first time in many, many years, because I think every year Blake and I have been together, we have spent Thanksgiving with some kind of family. So our first Thanksgiving was, we did Landon's gender reveal on the same day. But Mom and Papa Mitch were in San Antonio at the time, so they came down. And then after that, we spent the 2 following with you and Derek, and then we spent, we did one Friendsgiving, and then we spent last year. Was that before?
I know you guys were with us the last few
Thanksgivings. That was the same year. We did a Friendsgiving and we did a Thanksgiving at home. That was all the same year. And then we spent the next 2 with you and Derek. And then this year we're here. So, but we don't have any family here. And we're going to go to Arkansas for Thanksgiving this year. But like with everything going on with restrictions and COVID and stuff, we were just like, we didn't want to travel to Arkansas twice. So if we're going to do the travel, we'll just wait till Christmas. His family will be in Arkansas and our family, and then just make it one big trip, which would be a lot easier. But because of that, I just don't feel the need to make a bunch of extra food. We're going to end up where a ton of it's either going to go bad, or I'm going to have to like be like, babe, here, take it to the office and give it to people. Like, I don't really know what we would do with the extra food. So And normally I'd be like, heck yeah, all the extra food, I'll be eating that for days. Like, we would just eat Thanksgiving food for the next week, you know? But I don't want to do that,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I mean, we're not traveling this year. Derek and I haven't really traveled for holidays since we've been together. So I don't really know if
Did
that's.
you guys travel for Christmas to New York?
No, we didn't go for Christmas. We went for his grandmother's funeral, but it was like around that time. So we haven't really traveled for the holidays. So, yeah, I think that like, I'm glad we're not, even with COVID, we weren't planning on traveling. We may be traveling for Christmas. I feel like that's still kind of up in the air. But for Thanksgiving, yeah, we will be home, which is what I prefer. Let's see, what else is there to cover about Thanksgiving? Oh, well, I guess I kind of know the answer to this, but I have like all my special Thanksgiving table decorations, but I don't know if I'm going to set up a Thanksgiving table or if I'm going to just leave it set up for Christmas because it's already set up for Christmas. So I'm kind of like on the fence, but I think I might switch it over to Thanksgiving because Derek wants to have a Christmas dinner because in his family they have Christmas dinner. He wants to have Christmas dinner this year, so I'm thinking, if we don't go to Arkansas, we'll be using that table setting for Christmas. So I probably will have to switch everything over back to Thanksgiving because I have special like napkins and special rings and like a special tablecloth and everything. And I love making the table look beautiful. I have like these beautiful casserole dishes and everything and like serving dishes that I kind of want to like set out on the table and we can sit and, pass the bowls and the plates over to each other and just have like a good, like old fashioned, like sit at the table and enjoy Thanksgiving type of Thanksgiving.
We did that last year. Remember, we sat and like put the game on pause specifically so we could all sit at the table and have Thanksgiving last year.
Yeah, and I think that's so nice.
Nice.
So I want to do that again this year, I think.
I literally doubt we'll do that this year. I think we'll probably end up eating in front of the TV, watching the Cowboys play, and just kind of having like a very chill, relaxed kind of Thanksgiving. I think Blake just wants to decompress from like, he started the new job and kind of hit the ground running. So this is kind of a mini vacation for Thanksgiving. Now, since we're not traveling, we get to actually relax during this time, which is nice. So we're going to get to kind of chill and enjoy the holiday. So that we probably will definitely be just kind of sitting there chilling with the Thanksgiving food in front of the TV instead of doing a whole bunch of like table decor and stuff. But
I think the one thing I did this year that I didn't do last year is I bought all of my Thanksgiving stuff last week. Like, all the food stuff. Because I definitely did not want to be just, in general, the grocery store can be kind of stressful here, like now. And then it's, especially during the holidays in general, minus all the craziness, it can be stressful. And I didn't want to be fighting people for, rolls and fighting them for, getting the last of the potatoes or whatever it is. Can't find the onion topping for the green bean casserole or all the cream of mushroom soup is gone or whatever it is. I wanted to be able to find everything I needed. The only thing I actually didn't get was I didn't get any nuts for like the topping.
For sweet potato casserole?
Yeah.
I mean, you're making me really want to do freaking sweet potato casserole because I love it so much. I'm the only person that's going to freaking eat it. Landon's not going to eat it. Blake's not going to eat it. I'm not trying to make a whole casserole for the one person that's not, like, because I won't eat it after Thanksgiving. So, I mean, I guess I could make myself a little sad bowl of sweet potato casserole by myself. That just seems depressing. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Are you using real green beans or canned? Are you using real green beans or canned green beans for your green bean casserole?
I'm planning on using canned green beans, but I might run it by Derek and say like, hey, did you want to do regular green beans and not green bean casserole? Because I'm not even sure if he likes green bean casserole. Like, I can't remember right now. So, but we both like green beans, and I could definitely just like pan sear some green beans or roast some green beans up or whatever, and just see how, that goes. But yeah, so I really wanted to end on like a positive note. So since it's Thanksgiving, I want to talk about things that we are grateful for this year. And I can go first, I guess. So I think the biggest thing I'm grateful for is just obviously, you know, people always say like, I'm grateful for my family, because that's like kind of cliche, but like, I'm really grateful for like the, you know, the family that Derek and I have built together, like now, and just like looking back in the past, like in our relationship in the past 3 years, like so much has happened. Phoenix is almost 5. So much has happened in just his life to me. And just meeting Derek and all this stuff. So I'm just like really grateful for that. And even though we sort of complained about it at the beginning, I am really grateful for the ability to be able to like give Phoenix everything pretty much that he wants. And I would prefer to have the issue that's like, oh, we're trying to like hold back, versus like, oh, you know, he's upset because we can't get him a toy and there's like no way we could ever get it for him or afford it or whatever. So I am really grateful for that. And yeah, just the way, even though 2020 hasn't been going great, there's been so many great things that have happened, like, you know, with the podcast and just a lot of things. So yeah. What about you, Twin?
I am really grateful that 2020 is ending better than it started, because like 2020 started with so much like really crappy situations and news, and like just a lot of stuff happened. And then on top, to compound it with COVID, just was just like, this year is not at all like, you know, in December, November of 2019, I was like, oh my gosh, like in January, like this is about to be like, you know, the year, like things are gonna, you know, be so great, we're gonna start, you know, whatever. And then it just kind of went wah, like, and then COVID, and then it just kind of, and I'm so thankful that, and I was telling Blake this too, as we were walking around, like buying our furniture for the house, just like how grateful I am that there's so many people that COVID has literally destroyed their entire lives. And they've lost their businesses, they've lost family members, they've lost all these things. And I am grateful to be on the other end of where like we have been able to improve our life and stabilize our life and end up somewhere we never thought we would end up, but end up being able to, Landon's booping back there, end up being able to have, you know, the stability and like build the groundwork and plant roots in a place that I feel like is going to be a great place for Landon to grow up. And so I'm just really grateful for the same thing. Just like, you know, being grateful for family and the things that you have, and the blessings that you have in your life, I think is probably a lot of people's themes for their Thanksgiving this year. And I'm just really trying to focus on that, because I'm glad that it was easy for me to go grocery shopping for Thanksgiving food. I'm glad that I have a kitchen that is my own, that I can like cook Thanksgiving dinner in, and a table that we can sit at, and we can watch, you know, football, and we can be together, and Blake's not going to be working, and we can, you know what I mean? Like all these little things that in previous years I would never have thought to really like focus in on and really value them. I just like, okay, yeah, of course this is the way, you know, but I think this year just really helped me to like really hone in and refocus on exactly the things that I appreciate. So
Yeah. Well, I hope that you guys are having a good rest of 2020 and going to enjoy the holidays. I know that it can be stressful, and I know that there's, bye-bye, Landon. I know that it could be really stressful, and that everybody has things that they're dealing with right now. But hopefully, you know, this one day maybe can be just a good reminder, or a good chance to like just enjoy the family that you have, and maybe like kind of forget about COVID for a little bit. So, or whatever other stressors are going on in your life right now besides that. So, yeah. Did you want to do a go?
Yes.
Yeah, with a go girl or no girl.
Okay, I do not have a no girl.
Okay.
This week.
That's good.
I have a go girl. I am very excited that I have gotten to, this is day 11 of my macro living. So I am, somehow this 2 weeks flew by. I don't know how it did.
I told you.
Almost 2 weeks. And looking up and seeing that it had been 10 days, I was like, whoa, like it's been 10 days. And I have really seen the benefits. I have lost 3 pounds. So I'm 3+ pounds, but I will say 3 pounds because it's 3 point something pounds. But I've lost 3 pounds, and I am super stoked. Like I didn't have a scale for those 10. I didn't have a scale till 2 days ago. So I honestly was just doing this going, Lord, I really hope this is, it should work. The math says it works. Like, it should work. And up until this morning, I did not know that I had actually lost 3 pounds because at Magic Monday, I'm going to have to start calling it. Well, I guess apparently Landon's very excited for me. Anyways, I was very excited about that this morning. And Sunday night, I weighed myself and it said one thing. And then I lost 3 times the amount of weight that I thought that I had lost. Like, actually more, because I lost a little bit under, like, a little bit under a pound or whatever. And so I was like, man, this is 10 days in. Like, I've been supposedly on track to lose 2 pounds a week or whatever. And I hadn't done that. And so I have been. So my goal is to get to my weight that I was when I got pregnant with Landon by the time his birthday comes in March. So that's pretty feasible because his birthday's in March and it's, what are we in, November? It's 4 months from now.
Remember when I swear I remember the podcast we recorded where I was like, I lost 3 pounds and like now I've lost 20 pounds and now you've lost 3 pounds. So like we'll be talking about a podcast in a few months and you're going to be saying you lost 20 pounds. So exciting.
I'm so excited. Okay, go ahead and do yours and we'll wrap up.
So I honestly don't know what my no girl or go girl is. I feel like this week has been, as far as like probably a no girl, I feel like this week I haven't been like really mentally in like a space to like want to focus on like as tightly on my nutrition as I have before. And I think like the biggest thing is just, I think I'm just getting like kind of diet, even though that's like the worst word, but the kind of like diet fatigue where I'm just like, I've literally been doing this for months now. Like we are in the 3-month mark. So it's like, and we're doing this challenge. So like the intensity is so much higher at F45, whereas before it was just like, I'm going to work out 5 days a week and I'm going to like keep, doing my own thing and like eating well and all this. I was doing all that before we started this challenge at F45. And now we started this challenge at F45 and it's just like overload of like, every week it's like, let's do double cardios. Let's do this. Let's burn more calories. Let's da-da-da-da-da. Let's make sure we're eating right. And it's just like, I kind of just want to be like, I was doing that before. Like, I was already doing this. So it's just like, I think I'm kind of like getting frustrated with it a little bit. But also we're halfway through. Like there's literally only 2 more weeks. I think the last day is December 9th. So we're literally only 2 more weeks. And I think that's probably the biggest thing too, is just like pushing towards the end. And when there's an end date, like, and you know what the actual date is, it kind of like, I kind of like, okay, I just want to get through this part and just be done with it. So I'm refocusing today. I don't think I'm going to be doing any doubles this week. I'm going to be just doing my normal 6 days a week workout. I am planning on working on Thanksgiving, so we'll see. I'm just going to hang in there and tie the bootstraps and run on the heels of your excitement, Twin, because I feel like you have a good momentum going. So
I have some momentum and I'm excited because, I mean, I have 25 pounds to go, but I could be a little over half, like I could be right at halfway my goal as of the first of the year. And I'm just really, really working towards that and just kind of trying to, balance out and like refocus my mindset and stuff and enjoy it. So, but you've had a lot of success at it. So I guess it is time. Like you don't want to like, pull back, but I still don't want you to like feel you've progressed so much. Like I would hope that at 20 pounds lost, I'll be like, oh my God, like I only have 5 pounds to go. I'm so stoked. But then I'd also be like, 5 pounds. That means I got at least 3 more weeks of this, like at least 3 more weeks of this to go, and that seems like a long time, but
I think that's where I am too, where it's like, I want to lose another 20 pounds and it's taken me 3 months to lose these 20 pounds. So to get me to another 20 pounds, it's going to be another 3 months, which when I think about it, it's really the end of January. So by February, by Derek's and I's anniversary, I could be at my goal weight, which when I think about it like that, that's actually encouraging. It's all about refocusing your mindset. But okay. On that note, we won't spend the whole rest of us talking about that, about macros and weight loss, but thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will have episodes all the way up into the first of the year, so, hopefully we'll give you a little bit something to listen to while you are traveling or on airplanes or driving or whatever it is to see your families. Please subscribe, hit the bell if you are watching us / watching the audio visual version of us on YouTube. Subscribe, leave a comment. And if you're listening to us on any of those platforms that we are on, go ahead and hit that 5th star and leave a review, because we love to hear from you guys and see what you guys think. And on that note, we will talk to you guys later.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.